Declan, do you see any similarity between yourself and Cohn-Bendit?
I think that the differences are probably palpable. We are for democracy, for accountability and for transparency in Brussels, and Danny is not. And that the voices of millions, the democratic voice of millions of people have been ignored. And we're concerned about that in Libertas. We're concerned about that because we want the European Union to succeed. We want this European project, which has at minimum been the most successful peace process, arguably in the history of the world. We have to make sure that this thing works, that it survives, and that we come out. And what Danny was talking about, taking on the challenge of this economic crisis. It might be useful to have somebody that has some business experience in the process of doing that. That we take on this crisis and that we come out on the other side of it with the ambition and with the vision to want to lead the world in economic and other terms. And I think it is a fundamental lack of trust that is manifesting itself here in Brussels, trust in the people of Europe, that it seems to be the attitude is they don't know what's good for them. They won't make the right decision. We trust the people. I read the European Constitution, and when I read the European Constitution originally, it provoked huge concern because I saw this complete detachment from democratic accountability. And then I thought when the French and the Dutch made their democratic decision, which I felt was absolutely the right decision, that they had done the right thing. And I thought that democracy would be respected. But it wasn't. And what they did is they found a way around letting anybody else in this room, apart from the Irish, have a vote on this huge transfer of sovereignty, this huge loss of democracy. None of the rest of you got a vote, only the Irish people. And we had an informed debate, let me tell you. We had an informed debate. We handed out copies of this book. One of the things I got in trouble for, by the way, with this group that this gentleman mentioned earlier, I handed out copies of the Lisbon Treaty to the Irish people. I handed out copies of it. And I said to them, and I say to any of you here, if you had a referendum, I would encourage you to read as much of this thing as you can stand to read. And if you do that, you won't need me to tell you what to do. You won't need Danny to tell you what to do. You'll know what to do yourself. And that's what the Irish people did. They voted no. And if that debate was had anywhere else in Europe, I absolutely believe that the European people would have given the same answer as the Irish people. There are two places in the world today where this year where people have been asked to vote on something twice. One is Hugo Chávez's Venezuela, and the other is Ireland. And that's a fact, and it is appalling, and it is something we should all be very concerned about.